Welcome back to the Barely News Crew, everyone. I'm your host here, as always, Alexis, and today I'm joined here by Peter Martinez, fellow film and Star Wars fan. The original Star Wars, otherwise known as A New Hope or Episode 4. We should know that there are people who haven't seen Star Wars, and I would just say this. Look, I understand that it seems intimidating, but I would just say, as I do, going into any film, just keep an open mind. Genuinely, I think people will find it to be a good movie. Star Wars is written and directed by George Lucas, and it stars Mark Hamill, Harrison Ford, Carrie Fisher, Anthony Daniels, Kenny Baker, Peter Mayhew, David Prowse, James Earl Jones, Peter Cushing, Alec Guinness. This movie came out in 1977, and it was one of the most blockbuster-y hits that has ever existed.
It is such a classic story. Little known kid in the middle of nowhere, all of a sudden thrust into a big adventure. There's a princess, there's a bad guy. A classic good versus evil story, but told in a very exciting and new way.
Luke Skywalker is where everybody gets their start through.
But what I love more than anything just about that character, throughout the entire film, he's not a badass. Can't do kick flips. He can't really use force powers. He can't even really use a lightsaber the first movie.
He's kind of a regular Joe.
He's just a regular dude.
Carrie Fisher as Princess Leia, and then her famous bun.
I feel she was the first one to really do that sort of strong princess.
Strong woman.
I think she was the first one to really capitalize on that. I know a lot of people, and if you ask them even today, their favorite character is Han Solo. He's the ultimate form of badass scoundrel. But easily my favorite character is Darth Vader. The whole black, the cape,
the voice.
The voice.
You're looking at a mask the entire time, and yet he feels so alive. Every time he's on screen, he's just like, oh god, get this guy away from me. He's gonna kill me. Now, Alec Guinness as Obi-Wan Kenobi. Alec Guinness at the point in 1977 was the most recognized face who appeared on this movie.
He was the one at that point where they bring someone of really like high class and talent to really give the film a feeling of legitimacy.
It's Peter Cushing as Grand Moff Tarkin. What a noteworthy performance as well. He came across as evil, if not more so, than Darth Vader.
He is what I shall call the scientific term a douche.
We can't forget about the droids. Anthony Daniels and Kenny Baker as C-3PO and R2-D2. Obviously the main comic relief for the movie and for the franchise. But can we just say those two characters are classic in every sense of the word.
That's another thing that basically every movie after that tried to copy on. Was to have a sort of robot little sidekick. I love Chewbacca. I think everyone does.
Yeah.
His influence can even be seen today. Groot was basically the Chewbacca
of Guardians of the Galaxy. The lightsaber duel in the original Star Wars isn't necessarily the best looking or choreographed. Appreciating it for what it is. It was the first introduction to audiences of what a lightsaber duel. When I was a kid, I would use lightsabers, and I think it would break them a lot. I would smack people with it.
The assault on the Death Star. That scene sort of set the standard for like classic like third act blockbuster movies. Cliches now, but was very new and exciting at the time.
A lot of things work already on its own with this movie, but it would not work without the score.
An amazingly iconic score. Like to this day, that music, people hear it, they know immediately. That's Star Wars.
That scene where Luke looks at the binary sunset, and that sound.
I saw that recently. It still gets me. Like it's this kid that doesn't know what he wants to do with his life, and you know, at our age, you know, it's a little relatable. I don't mean to get into my life here, but you know, I am lost. I don't know what to do. I worn this shirt 3 days in a row. Everything just came together perfectly. You read about documentaries and you see them, how many problems it had and how different it could have been, but just the fact that it came together the way that it did is just, it's a miracle. It's amazing.
Without a doubt, 5-star movie, iconic movie, one of the best movies ever created, along with an extraordinary franchise. I want to thank Peter for joining me. I think you can tell how we both love Star Wars, and you will see a lot more coming in the future. Thank you for watching this review. Remember, I'm Alexis, your host here as always, and you're always welcome to the Barely News Crew, the place for all things movie news and reviews. And remember, more thumbs up.